What's up, Growth Nation? Welcome back to Scale or Die, the show where we uncover proven growth strategies from CEOs and growth experts behind some of the world's fastest growing startups. I'm your host, Dave Rogemoser, CEO and co-founder of Proof, and today we've got Frank Berry with us. He's the COO of a company I hadn't heard of until they signed up to be Proof customers, but the COO of Tithely. And Tithely, their underlying mission is to help people be more generous, and they do this right now by partnering up with churches to help them with their giving platform and help them basically raise money for whatever it is that they're working on. So Frank, I'm excited to dig in. And
so good to be
thanks
here.
for being here, man.
I love it. Scale or die.
Scale or die, man. We've chatted
Best companies on the planet.
They scale or
Showing
die.
up right here.
Well, there's really only like two options. You either scale or you die.
Or you die. Okay.
There's
fair
no like
point.
middle ground with
There's
SaaS
no.
anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we've chatted a few times on the phone.
Yep.
You know, over how long have you been a Proof customer?
I mean, at least a year.
Yeah, a year and a half, maybe.
Probably a little over a year. Yeah.
Chatted a few times, and I think each time we've talked, I've always been more and more impressed with like what you guys are doing, and like this is not just like a cool little app. This is like a real company solving a real problem and like growing really quickly.
And you guys were like blowing up. Like I would see stuff about Proof on Facebook or Instagram or like all over the place, and I was like, oh, this is interesting because we're primarily like an inbound sign up on our website, get started kind of business, and I was like, oh, let's give this a shot. So that's like how we connect. Yeah, and then I think it was probably one of your like automated emails or something like that, but you were just looking to talk to users, and that's how we first connected.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we hopped on the phone then.
Yep.
Very cool, man. It was probably just me. I probably looked on man.
Yeah,
I was back in there just hammering.
You're like, no, I'm talking to every single user, everybody that's out there.
We didn't have that many users, so it was easy to email everybody. So describe Tithely, in your own words. What do you guys do? And then maybe like, where's the company at today? Employees, metrics, just what are you guys looking like right now?
Yeah, I mean, our mission is to help churches increase giving, grow generosity within their membership. So from the church plant, like really like think startup church, a church of maybe 2 or 3 families starting out in a garage all the way up to a big mega church that's got 20,000 people meeting on a weekend, right? Yeah. So we try to build products that serve all of those types of churches and everything in between, and we operate in 8 countries right now. So we use Stripe as our underlying payment system, and then on top of that, we build all the technology for churches to do giving, right?
And so if like a church, they might say, hey, go to this link, and you're going to create a Tithely account, and you're going to give that way?
So the church will sign up. So think about us as a B2B kind of company with the C extension in terms of like servicing church members to, we basically built a mobile app. So think, it's cliche, but think sort of Uber for churches or for church giving, right? You have a simple app, it's built for your church. The member puts their payment information in here, and then they can give, their gifts. Because traditionally, if people don't know, churches would, on a Sunday, they pass the plate, and people put cash and check into the plate, and that's how churches raise their money. And, Dean, our CEO, loves to sort of talk about it like this, like no business on the planet would exist if they were only open for 90 minutes once a week.
Yeah.
Right? If McDonald's was open for 90 minutes once a week, McDonald's would not exist anymore.
Yeah.
Right? But churches are open for 90 minutes once a week. That's their moment to raise all their money, right? And so people put cash and check into a basket or into something in the back or something like that. And we were like, well, there's got to be a way to do that digitally. And so mobile app, and then that extended into text giving and online giving for their website and some administrative tools. And now it's sort of a full kind of financial suite for churches to raise their money, manage their money, get into the bank account, do a bunch of reporting, all those kinds of things.
Almost all around money and giving?
It started that way. So, for the first, call it 2 years, we're about 4 years old as a company. So first 2 years was all about giving. So, digital giving, forms of digital giving. And then we grew that into custom church apps. So now you can, as a church, if I'm a, medium to big size church, maybe I have my own brand, my own identity. So we'll build you a custom church app, put it in the iOS and Google Play stores.
Gotcha.
And giving will be baked into that. And then just recently, about 6 months ago, we got into the church management side of things, which is kind of like...
You acquired another company?
Doing
that?
Yeah, we acquired a company out of Australia. Great company, great team. They're all with us today, like having a blast. But that's more like CRM for churches. It's called church management. So now we're a full suite and have plans to add a few more things down the track. So
very cool. And you got 65 people right now?
Yeah, we're about 65, probably 62, and we're approaching 10,000 customers on the platform. And
Very cool.
You know,
are all those paying? Or is there a free version?
No, those would be paying customers. And
10,000 paying customers.
Yeah,
That's
and there's
awesome.
there's two forms of paying for us because we're really like a pay-as-you-go model. So to use the giving product, it's $0 a month, $0 setup. You just come on, sign up for free on our website. You're live in about 3 to 5 minutes. And every time you take a donation in, we charge a percentage of that, right? So if you use our product and don't raise any money at all, you pay nothing. If you raise a little bit, you pay a little bit.
Take a percentage?
We take a percentage of the transaction fees, right?
Yeah.
Much like the credit card industry, right?
Yeah,
So
just a little bit like on top of
a little bit,
whatever Stripe's charging.
Exactly.
Probably have some deal with Stripe worked out to get some volume discount.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So it's all a scale, right? The bigger you get, the better margins you can create for yourself. So
Can you say how much like you guys process in a month? Do you know those numbers?
No,
do you share those?
I shouldn't. We do not share that. That's a good question.
Is
but
it a big number?
Yeah, it's we did hundreds of millions last year.
That's cool.
And growing. We grew about 150% year over year, and hope to do that again this year.
That's awesome.
So we have the per transaction fee. Then we also have monthly subscription fees for like the church app or the church management platform. But what we've tried to do is basically bring down pricing as much as we can in our industry because they're churches and they're mission-based organizations, and their money should be going to things that are really accelerating the mission and helping people, serving people. So, you can pay for a church management platform for using some of the better products out there. If you're an average sized church, you could be paying $200, $300, $400, $500 a month, and we have a flat $50 a month rate, right? So we try to bring prices and make them really compelling for every church out there. But that's the other component of our pricing is monthly subscriptions.
And how much competition is there in the tech, serving church space? Because I think, when I first heard about you guys, I was kind of like, again, they're probably really great guys.
Yeah.
They're probably doing this kind of on the side. Like
you're like, but a real business? Get out of here.
I was just like, this is like really good. Like this is legit tech, legit marketing, like fast growth. Like this is like real.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious, like, is that normal? Are there a lot of companies that are competitors in the space?
There's over 300,000 churches in the U.S. that do, $1.5 billion. No. Like $125 billion in like
giving
volume, like kind of payments volume. So it's actually a massive, massive space. There's a lot of put that into context of any kind of B2B SaaS company, and it's probably bigger than a lot of places that people create niche products, right, to service. So it's really big. There's a lot of churches, and it's really diverse. There's churches of all shapes and sizes, and that's just in the U.S. alone. Like maybe double that for the rest of the world, right? So it's a really big market, and there actually are quite a few people doing church management, church apps, church giving, church accounting, church registration, all the things that like a business needs, churches need them in their tailored way, right? Like churches call it church management. Really, it's CRM, right, for churches, but it has things like kids check-in and volunteer management and things that your normal like Salesforce isn't going to really hone in on, right? So, so it's a big place, and there's competition. It's probably not as competitive as like some other places in the B2B SaaS world, because
that's a good place to be then.
Yeah, you kind of have to know the DNA. Like it's like if you don't know it, you can't just go create a business in it and be successful.
Throw up a landing page.
Yeah, people are gonna see right through you because there's a I went to school for computer science, came out, and my first job out of school was 5 years as a youth minister, right? So I spent 5 years, was really active in my campus ministry, spent 5 years working with like junior high and high school kids doing ministry, and everyone in our company is super active in their church, right? So it's like part of the DNA of the company.
The ethos of like what you got, who you are.
Yeah, it's who we are.
So
and that
flows into all of that.
That's right. People will like sniff it out immediately if you're like just trying to make money in the industry, right?
Yeah.
So
very cool.
yeah, so companies like that are the ones that do well.
Okay, so I want to go back to kind of early days. You guys have been around for 4 years.
Yeah.
You were just telling me before you get about 700 churches sign up a month right now.
Yeah.
It was zero, back then, and you're the COO, but you're also the marketing guy. So
Yeah,
you've been,
I
doing a lot of this. At the beginning, you were kind of saying this is, it's mostly just word of mouth, just some buddies, like, hey, try this, try that. But then you kind of came on board right after, kind of the initial MVP was built out. What did it look like to start growth? Like, what were those early growth channels?
I mean, very beginning was Google, Bing, Capterra for people that have heard, like paid ads. That was really the very, very beginning was let's do some small tests. And we sort of revamped the website, right? It needed some help. We revamped the sign up flow or the funnel in a sense, right? The kind of sign up funnel. So we did some work there, and then we said, okay, let's just run some really simple paid ads. And pretty close to that, we just started going the content route. So we just started publishing once a week on our blog with no audience. But I come from kind of a content marketing, digital marketing background. So I was like, we just got to start now. And someday it will pay off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And 4 years down the track, we're signing up 700 plus churches a month, and the content part of our, the referral and organic search part of our inbound funnel is by far the biggest. Those two places are the biggest for us.
And what were you doing? So you're just putting out one blog post a week?
One a week.
And were you trying to build backlinks and partnerships?
Yeah,
and all that?
just all the scrappy things you do, right? I knew we needed backlinks, so we started in a informal way, tons of influencer marketing, just getting to know the people in the industry, other entrepreneurs in our space, and not necessarily all entrepreneurs, but people that were somehow influential, connected to churches, whether they worked at a church or not, right?
Yeah.
There's actually a large ecosystem of church entrepreneurs that are doing something, right?
Yeah.
They're creating content, they have info products, there's a lot of that stuff out there. They're writing for different publications and things like that. So we started real quick going, let's just get to know people and who's out there and what are they doing and what are they interested in and what are the other companies that are complementary, and just started connecting on Facebook and on Instagram and on Twitter, and just showing up at the conference for church communicators, because church communicators are the ones that are out there, they're the sneezers, right? They're the ones.
What's a church communicator?
They're just the people
speaker.
that are marketing people in the church, right? The people that are they do something related to marketing and communications for churches.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Churches have those people too, right? So it's we wanted to get to know as many of those as we could. So we were writing.
Were you intentionally getting them to write on your blog, or you?
Yeah, we were trying everything. We were nobody, right? We were nobody. So what you're going to write for us? But yes, yes, we were. Can I do a guest post over there? You want to come write for our blog? Tons of that kind of stuff, right? Trying to consistently write on our own blog at least once a week. Now we publish 4 times a week. So we just grew that over time. And
what did that look like to grow over time? We're about maybe 9 months into kind of trying to say, okay, we're going to have a content arm, and we're going to invest in this, and we're going to wait for this thing to pay off. And it's already started too, but
if Dean were here,
never as much as I want.
Totally. If Dean were here, he's our CEO, he'd be like, I didn't believe Frank at the beginning. No way. But we're a great team. We all believe in each other, and so we just did it. And in year 1, was it really doing much? No. In year 2, could you be like, oh my gosh, now for us, we saw new customer adoption growing every month, just continuously, right? So we weren't good at saying, oh, it's from this channel or that channel, or here's why it's happening. We weren't good at that.
Yeah.
I would still say we're not excellent at it. We've grown a lot.
Almost nobody I've interviewed is good at it.
Yeah,
it's even the biggest companies, they're attribution is kind of 80% data, 20%. I think it's coming from here.
Totally. We're getting better and better, but yeah, it's a big task, right? So we didn't even have we hired our first full-time writer probably just over a year ago, and we just hired our second a month ago. Our marketing team we just put on 3 new people in marketing and that makes the team 5.
Gotcha.
Right? So we had 2 people in marketing for 3.5 years of the company, or more, almost 4 years of the company, right? So it ran really lean, and we just focused a ton on content. The first full-time writer, it was like his job was to publish 3 days a week. Like, that's your job. Just write 3 blog posts a week. But now, like yesterday, we were looking, we're always paying attention what's going on, and so we searched for the word tithe, which in the church, tithe is a word that it's used related to giving.
Yep.
And so if you go to Google organic search, just put in the word tithe, we're the first result.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's shocking, right?
Yeah.
You're like, we beat out Wikipedia.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So for the content people of the world, although we're not getting customers from the word tithe, right? Like, we know there's not like direct customers coming from that search.
Yep.
In Google's eyes, the more you're ranking for, the more your domain is known for certain topics, the more you're going to rank for other stuff, right? So, now we're in the, I don't know, like 300,000 monthly uniques or 200,000 monthly uniques to our blog, and
That's
growing.
just kind of consistently growing over time.
It's just growing. It's like just keeps going up like this, right?
That's awesome.
But it's 4 years of work. And
so I'm 9 months in, so I need to keep my head down.
Yeah, you just got to keep going. And
Ben, who runs our content, is just relieved right now. That,
just keep.
You just bought him another couple of years of growth, of time cooking in the oven.
It's yeah. But you want to see business growing, right? So it's like this balance of, we were good at, I think the other thing that we're really, really good at is our customers really love us. Like, we talk to every customer that signs up, every prospect that signs up, right? We get on the phone with everybody. We did it Dean and I were on the phone every time someone called, like, or signed up on the website.
Really?
Like, we were on the phone.
You get 700 people signing up a month now. You guys are talking to all of them?
Every one of them.
How do you do that? How do you pull
Sales
that?
team. It's all an inbound team. We do no outbound, right? So our inbound team now, whether or not they actually get a hold of them, I can't speak to that, right? Because
you're trying to talk to
We're
everyone.
trying to every single one.
You've always done that. And why did you do that? Was that just because you thought it would work, or just because you cared more, or what made you do it?
I think we just thought it was the right thing to do. I can't, like, there was no necessary, like, this big plan behind it. It was just like, hey, if someone comes on, we're building this thing. We want to talk to you, and we want to make sure you have a good experience and you actually become a real customer. Because you can sign up for our product and, kick the tires and not end up sort of using us, right? You could be shopping, you could be testing something out or whatever. So we just wanted to make sure people had a great experience and got their questions answered and learn the ins and outs of. I mean, you know it, right? Like, someone might come sign up, but not necessarily know you can do this or that or how to do it or whatever. So if you can help them, and they can, in our world, talking to somebody, like, relationships are king. Right?
So what kind of, like, I guess, like, I want to talk about your funnel here, because I've kind of walked through. Obviously, you got proof on there, and I want to kind of talk through some of the different conversion points. But, like, what is your funnel? Describe, like, the sign up funnel.
We have the most painful funnel on the planet.
And then even describe, like, where do you get on the phone call? Like, what happens after that? Yeah. Okay. So painful funnel.
Painful. I think it's done as elegantly as we can. Now, look, there's probably really smart people watching this, so maybe it's not, but, like, it's pretty good. But we're doing payments for people, so we have to collect a lot of crazy information when you sign up for our product, but we want you to be able to sign up on our website and be live in 5 minutes. Like, you don't have to talk to anybody. You don't have to jump through any other hoops. You don't have to do anything crazy. But so that means when you sign up, I have to make you jump through all those hoops right at the beginning.
Yeah, when I was testing it out, didn't I have to, like, enter my, like, bank account number on, like, page 2?
You have to add, we do the standard stuff: name, email. We need to know your church info, so your church name, your church location. We need location for, like, geo-targeting and things like that via our app. We need to know where are we going to deposit funds, because we're raising money. You're like, people are making donations to your church through our platform and going to your bank account. So we need your bank account, and then we need to make sure you're a legit church. So we need to capture some legal information, kind of a legal representative information, last 4 digits of their social security number, color copy of their photo ID, all during sign up. Like funnel enthusiasts would be like, this is death. This is a death by funnel. This thing's not working at all. And 700.
And 700 will go all the way through all of that?
That's full.
Stop it.
That's full.
I would have thought.
No, that's completely done. We have thousands that start, thousands and thousands that start. and don't make it all.
So why do you think that works? And like, what do you learn out of that?
Just, I guess, demand for the product. Like what we know in terms of going back to content. But we took good care of people, and then the referral engine started, right? Like pastors and church leaders know 10 other pastors and church leaders. Like it's a super networked in different pockets around the world, right? So they're going to tell their friends, and they're going to tell other church leaders. And so giving them a great experience, the product doing what it's supposed to do at a great price point. It was easy to get started. We ask for all that info, but in reality, like you're done at that point. You can give a donation to your church as soon as you finish that process.
Yep.
So 5 minutes later, you're taking donations, and like it's kind of a magic moment, right?
Yeah.
So
maybe they've heard about you, they trust you. So I guess that's it. They trust you enough, and they know enough about how much they want the product. They're like, I'll go do whatever. Like, I'll run through a wall.
Yeah. And if they don't make it through it, again, we have a sales team that's calling behind thousands of signups every month, right? And they're calling behind every one of them or emailing them. We have some automation stuff going on behind the scenes too. So we try to get every one of those into a spot. You might fall out of the funnel. Most common step, right, is, I get to the step where I have to add my banking info, and that either I don't have it because I'm not the finance person, I'm the pastor maybe, so I don't have that info, or I'm freaked out. Like, wait a minute, why are you asking me for this? Yeah. And we try to make sure you are aware of why we need it. And they know they're signing up for a giving product, so they know we need to deposit funds into their bank account, right? Yeah. But that's a common fall-off step. So we do things via automation to try to help them come back. And, so we try to be smart, but people are calling them too, saying, hey, just so you know, blah, 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 like, let me help you through this.
Have you guys had any like big successful growth or marketing experiments that you've run over the years that you look back and you're like, man, that really changed our funnel. That really changed
changing
our
the funnel. We actually made the funnel in some ways. I guess it's debatable. We made our funnel longer at one point, and actually it paid off huge.
This one is the long one?
This is the long one. So we had it kind of the steps consolidated a little bit more at one point. Where like bank account and legal rep info were on the same screen, and some of the stuff was just, it was less steps, more info on each step, right? And we just broke it out and made it, kind of feel longer, but cleaner, maybe simpler at each step. And that actually changed our conversion rate. I don't remember it exactly, but it was a noticeable difference. The other thing we deal with is people coming to us thinking they're supposed to make their donation on our website, right? Which that's not what our website is for. The end consumer ends up finding us, right? So we did another thing where we helped those people know what to do and basically like siphon them off into the right path, which cleaned up the funnel and helped us reduce noise of like our sales team getting donors coming through and stuff like that. So just paying attention to those things, and like we've done all the other, maybe not all, but we've done the other things like, if I put customer logos, or if I put some information about what this is, or if I change my headline, like we've done, but they're all like incremental, small stuff. Nothing was maximum. Like, we've not had any where it's like, we did this and then boom. Adding proof, we saw a difference. I know we have.
That's what I was trying to milk out of you this
totally.
whole time. So anything you've done that has been helpful.
You're like, read the shirt, man.
Anything at all.
Read the shirt. I don't have the data. We should like have a computer and like log in
pull up the account right now.
Yeah, do it right here. But that definitely helped because like the social proof. Like when I saw it, I was like, that's brilliant. Like we use customer little quotes and logos and all this kind of stuff. But now it's kind of like real time. So we have proof on there in two spots, like on our general website, but then we have another version when you're signing up. So when we ran the split test, you guys launched split testing 6 months ago or something like that. So the split test of with proof or without proof.
I should have pulled it up. I forget what your data was. We'll put a screenshot like below the video.
Totally,
of what the actual data was.
But it's better. I just don't remember what percentage.
Yeah.
So I know that's been a helpful add.
So 4 years now, you've been growing the company. What do you believe differently about growing a SaaS company now that you didn't understand a couple years ago? What have been some of the core truths or principles that you've come to believe?
That's a good question.
Deep one.
That's a deep one. I think we've learned I mean, from the beginning, again, we wanted to talk to everybody. We wanted to interact with people, build relationships, make it really easy, make it really cost effective. Like, we've not changed our pricing. It's been $0 to start, 2.9% plus 30 cents a transaction from the beginning. It's always been sign up online. So I think a lot of those core things like actually haven't changed. I think on the sales side, we've learned more and more about like how to engage with customer. Like, as me and Dean, like CEO, COO, doing all that sales activity early days, like now the sales team does it, right? So it had to go from like our passion and our like desire to grow this thing into other people. And so I think that like pushing that through into the sales team and hiring people that have that same kind of passion, we've learned a lot around that kind of stuff. And then how to help them be successful. Like, what does it look like to sell when you're not really like selling to churches, you know?
Do you do any paid traffic at all?
We do. We started that was
it
from the beginning, and we haven't let up on that. We focused mostly on like super bottom of funnel, like buying intent kind of terms. So for us, like online giving solution, text giving for churches, things that are like, I'm looking for this thing. We haven't done any like paid traffic for other like lead mag. Like, we still don't have an email list.
Where do they go?
They just sign up for our product. Like, we don't capture email. Like, we actually have on our blog as of, a month or two ago, where you can put your email in to get updates about our content.
Gotcha.
That was a month ago, maybe two.
Yeah.
So like we have no email list. It's either you're signing up to become a customer, or you're not. Like,
or we'll see you later.
Or we'll see it like. So that's also like terrible, right? Like,
Yeah.
so we know there's a massive opportunity for us to do more there, but
isn't
yeah,
that, isn't that fun when you're growing despite like knowing 5 or 10 things that you know you're doing wrong, you just don't have time to get to them.
That's exactly right.
And then it's like, oh, once I do that.
Like, we've known that for years. Like, we have no email list, and we're like, we don't have time. We can't get to it,
Yeah.
But we've just brought on another writer, and now the team knows like this year we want an email list that's big.
Yep.
Like, let's go figure out how to let's create some lead magnets, and let's start getting emails of church leaders and figure out how to cultivate them, and you know what I'm saying? So
totally.
Yeah, so we have plenty to do.
All right, as you think about Tithely, what keeps you up at night?
What keeps us up at night? I think the biggest thing is taking care of everyone that's coming in. Like,
the burden of 10,000
it's a lot.
are almost
There's
10,000.
a lot of people signing up, and we want everyone to have a great experience. And so a lot of it is like the sales and marketing teams and they do an amazing job. But we also don't want to like overhire in those places and all of a sudden have it messing up like, our customer acquisition costs and things like that, right? Like, we have to be careful that we're.
What do you guys shoot for as far as customer acquisition cost?
I mean, we try to keep it like low hundreds, So if it starts ballooning, or our payback period needs to say sub 12.
Yeah.
So, we try to make sure that stays true. And so although we want to take great care of everyone, we have to make sure the team is like right sized for what we have to keep doing, to run a healthy business. So
you guys have raised about $5 million.
Yeah, about $5 million.
Do you think you'll raise again? Do you have like imminent plans to do that?
I mean, we don't really rule out anything. We try to run the business really efficiently, like really efficient with capital, never get, a bank account that's struggling, right? So we try to make sure we're really efficient. And then, we're just always talking, like our partner team is just always talking, like, should we raise more? What would it look like? What would we do with the money? So we're always having those conversations. And so far, every year or two, it comes time to do something, but I don't know, right? Like, we may do something, but we're not like dead set on it. We're just, let's see how things are growing and how we're doing.
I think that's like the healthiest way to think about it. Like, it's not necessarily like we will definitely raise this, money here. It's like, well, what would it be used for?
Right.
What kind of leverage could we get out of that?
Yeah.
And like use it as a tool when you need it, but not when you don't.
Right. Like, we don't just want a bunch of money sitting in the bank account for no reason. And we also don't want to raise so much that we're just like spending money for no, like,
Yeah.
do you know what I'm saying? Like spending it and not knowing what to do with it, or just trying things and not being like, running it really lean helps us to be really smart about how we make decisions and not go overboard. I mean, like shockingly, like we don't have offices, right? So we're 65 people in like 3 or 4 countries, most in the US, but nobody has an office, right? Everyone's remote, and we started that way and it still works. And it helps us to be, that's another like just financial thing that helps us keep rolling and not have to have that kind of overhead.
All right, man. We're running out of time here, so we're going to wrap up.
Let's do it.
With the Salty Six.
I want to know where you came up with the title, Salty Six.
I don't know, dude. Everybody laughs, though, so I like it.
It works.
I stick
it's
with
a thing now.
These are 6 rapid-fire questions for us to get to know you more.
Okay.
Some about work, some about, outside of work. So question number 1 of the Salty Six.
Yeah.
What do you do for fun when you're not working?
Oh, gosh. I love mountain biking and working out.
And you live in San Diego?
Yeah.
So good mountain biking around there?
Super good mountain biking. And I got into Orange Theory about a year ago, so I'm kind of obsessed. I don't know if they have those here in Austin.
Oh, yeah, they got them.
Yeah, so anyways.
Cool. Okay, number 2, do you have a morning routine? And if so, what is it?
Morning routine, I do. I get up about 5:30, usually read for 30, 40, get some coffee, read. I just got done reading a book about habits. That was awesome. Finished it yesterday, actually. So read for about 30, 45 minutes. The kids get up about 6:30. I have triplet boys, fun fact.
Oh, wow.
They're 7 years old, so
That's
they get
awesome.
up about 6:30. And,
Those are your only kids?
Yep, first, second, and last.
That pretty much ends it right there.
Yep.
Good thing it didn't happen like your 4th kid or something. It's like you have 3 and then you have triplets.
That's right. No, that happens to people. But no, so they're up at 6:30 and then it's breakfast time. Whatever. We might be reading a book that they need to read for school or something, getting them ready, all this kind of stuff. It's a big, a bunch of chaos in the morning and super fun. And then they're off to school by about 7:15.
Okay. That sounds crazy. So 6:30, the morning is over for you.
That's right. 6:30 it's over. They off to school, and then oftentimes I'll hit the gym after that.
Cool. How do you focus during the day? You get a lot coming at you. How do you kind of like lock down and do deep work? Do you have any tips there?
I mean, since I'm working at home, there's not a lot of distractions other than when my kids come home from school. That can be a pretty major distraction, but that helps. There's no one just coming by. Slack and Zoom is how we do everything. So turning that stuff off, right? Like time blocking, turning it off is probably the biggest thing that helps me.
Cool. Okay, number 4. What's a book that has impacted you deeply in the last few years?
The book I just got done reading is the one I'm going to go with. It's The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. I think it's amazing, mostly because it helps you understand like the habit pattern or habit cycle. So it's cues, the routine that you go through, and then the reward that you get, right? And sort of understanding that, you can start looking at your life and going, oh, I got these good habits and these bad habits, and start to apply it and sort of engineer the good ones that you want. So super good book. Just got done with it and kind of want to look for the next habit book.
Very cool.
Based on reading this one.
Very cool. All right, number 5. What's the best purchase you've made recently under $150?
Oh my God. Under $150.
Be a little gadget.
I don't remember the exact price, but my AirPods.
Love
those
them.
are like 100 and those are sub 150, right?
I think they're like 159.
Okay.
We'll count it.
I cheated a little.
Well, yeah, we'll grandfather those in.
I do love those things though. They look a little strange, but they're.
Dude, for me, they've actually made it into my everyday pocket. So it's like I've got the keys, phone, wallet, AirPods every day.
Mine are in my bag right now because I was on a plane, but absolutely, I have them with me everywhere. Like no cords. It
was probably like a month into having them. I was like, holy cow, like these have made it into my pocket. Nothing gets into my pocket.
100%.
Like nothing else gets in there.
The phone and the wallet, right? And then the AirPods.
Yeah. Okay, very cool. All right, and then number 6, what's a trait or characteristic that you have that has led to the success that you have today?
That's a good one. I think competitiveness. I'm highly competitive.
Really?
Yeah.
Where does that come from? You always had that?
I don't know. I played a lot of sports growing up and, grew up in a like not so great area, played tons of basketball, like blacktop basketball. And I don't know. I don't know if that's how it started, but definitely through sports. And hopefully it's healthy. Maybe it's not. I don't know. My wife could tell you, but I think the competitive, like I want to win, and I'm going to keep working. the work ethic tied to that, because I was always like, I wasn't like the greatest athlete at every sport, so I always had to work harder, right? So like I think those two things tied together, like hard work and competitive, like the drive that comes with that, like keeps you going at things.
Do you guys have any like direct competitors that you kind of have
for
like
sure.
a competitive
I
edge?
won't mention any names, but absolutely we have friendly competitors in an industry, and we have a great time competing.
Yeah. And that's what's fun about it.
It's healthy, it's like, good. We know most of the founders.
And I'm pretty much like, it's like business is not like zero sum. Like they're probably gonna win, I'm gonna win, but it's like it's nice to have a tangible person to compete against. I'm the same way, man. Like,
Totally.
I just love to win. Everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I don't actually want you guys to disappear. Like, you're probably going to be fine, but I still want somebody in my mind tangibly I can look at and say, I'm going to crush you.
Absolutely. And those folks exist. And over the course of 4 years, like we've gotten to know a lot of them, right? And so, like great people doing awesome things, but at the same time, we want to win, right? And so I think in a healthy way, the four of us kind of on the partner team all have that.
That's cool.
And it's good.
Yeah, it's fun.
You can compete even in the church world.
Yeah, totally. Very cool, man. Well, this has been awesome, Frank. I'm excited for you guys. Super cool company, and I'm excited to watch what you guys do from here, and hopefully Proof can continue to be a part of that.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
Very cool, man. If people want to, find out what you're doing, look you up, on Twitter, where can they find you?
It's terrible.
Because I tried to find you before this to look up information. I couldn't find anything anywhere.
I haven't updated anything in ages. It's so bad. I'm probably most active on Instagram.
Okay.
And it's just Frank R. Berry.
Okay. Or if you give out your email?
Sure. Frank at tithe.ly.
There we go.
TITHE.ly.
Perfect, man. Thanks for being on the show, man.
Good times.
It's been great. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next episode of Scale or Die.
Thanks, guys.